Hi everyone, this is Julie. I'm doing a Ghidra script from my final project, CS13 at CS13 at Eastern University. Excuse me, I have some lung damage, so you'll hear me clear my throat a lot, and I'll misspeak sometimes or take deep breaths, just to let you guys know. The script is here to identify some common encryption strings, and in binaries, it supports multiple decryption algorithms such as XOR or Base64. If the binaries are encrypted, it will put a decrypted message into your project folder or wherever you have saved your binary, or where you want to save it. You're also going to, with this script, I haven't perfected it enough to where it runs on its own, so you're going to have to change some things, and when we get into that, I'll show you. For those of you who don't know, XOR, you will need to have the passkey in order for Ghidra to encrypt it. I did some research. It's almost impossible. I'm not saying it is impossible. I just said it's almost impossible to not have the passkey or the password, whatever it was encrypted with. And just because it's encrypted with a passkey does not always mean that it is XOR. XORs are often used for obfuscation, bitwise operations, encryption, decryption, file formats, code obfuscations, checksums, bit manipulation. We've all done that. Overall, XOR operations are versatile, and they, in applications in various domains where simple and reversible data manipulation is required. However, they are less commonly used in modern cryptography applications due to their vulnerability to known plain text attacks or other weaknesses compared to stronger encryption algorithms like EAS, Advanced Encryption Standards. The next one we're going to talk about is Base64. That's what this script is going to also decrypt if it's encrypt with this. That's used in data representation, email attachments, data URI schemes, cryptic applications, sterilization, URLs. Base64 serves as a versatile and widely adopted mechanism for converting binary data into formats that is usable or that is suitable for textual transmission and storage, ensuring capability across different systems and applications. We both know, or we all know, I should say, how frustrating it is that you go into Ghidra and you try to find an encrypted string, or you try to find something and you can't find it. So that was the purpose of me building this this script. The file that we're going to work with has already been, I already encrypted it. I encrypted a plain text file with both XOR and Base64. So I'm going to show you what it does and what and how it decrypts it and where it puts it, and some of the other stuff that I told you you may have to change. I downloaded 11.1. You can download 11.03, anyone that you want, any of the Ghidra develops environments. Here we go. And mine has already been loaded in here because, like I said, I've been playing and testing with it. So it's already in here. So I'm sorry to disappoint you that I didn't bring in another file to show you how to do this. But, and all of you know that once you're in Ghidra, it automatically puts it in here, and it will tell you that it's automatically saved to a different folder. And the only way to get rid of it would be to go delete that out of there. and sometimes you need that project, so it's just easier. I'm going to use the debugger here in Ghidra. Not my favorite. Ghidra is not really my favorite tool, but I'm starting to like it a little bit. I like this debugger. Overwhelming. Lots of windows here. Fine. We're not going to get into that. So I'm going to go to the file. We're going to open it. Like I said, as it was already in here, so I'm going to open it. We're going to analyze it. And here's our file. So each one of these, it will tell you different parts. There's one section in here. Make sure I get it. It will actually tell you, well, this one won't because it's encrypted with both. But when I started doing it, it was telling you that it was encrypted with XOR only. But since it's got both 86 and so this one is XOR. This one is going to go into the, not 86, sorry, 64. I don't know why I keep saying 86. My brain's stuck on it, I guess. But here's another XOR. With this base 64, it's not going to tell you that it's going to be base 64. I haven't figured out why it's not going to, but it does tell you that if it's XOR, and I think it's because it has to have the passkey. When you come into the scripts to run this, we're going to be running the StringDecryptionScript. I made it in Python. Now here's the important part that I was telling you about, that you'll have to change some things. So in here, we'll screen this so you can see this easier. So in here, this is where my file path is. So you might want to, when you come in here and you look at this script, you're going to put in what your file path and the file that is named. Excuse me, I need to take a drink. So you're going to have to put in your file path. So this happens to be where my file path is and where it's saved, and the file that is within Ghidra. Okay. With x86, you do not need any passkeys. The program will tell you decryption successful. It will tell you if it failed. Right here, if you know the passkey, you need to go in and put in the passkey to that. And again, that could be the password or passkey that you used. Like if you're downloading a file and you have the passkey to it and you put it in, that's what it's talking about. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, or I shouldn't say 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, it will be the password or passkey that you put in to download that file or to get it onto your system to decrypt it to get it on. Now, not everything that you're going to use a passkey or download is going to need decryption. So, and it's not always done with XOR. You're not going to know unless if you run the script. I have my timing off, so you're going to see some flashing and some stuff in here, but it will run and it will tell you. So I'm going to minimize this so that you can see. So when you run the script, it's going to tell you it's running. You get your little dragon, and it flashed just for a second. It was hard to see, but it flashed and it said successful. And so it told you that it was finished. Now that it's finished, we can then navigate over to our file where it's saved, which happens to be in my final. And so this decrypted right here, and you can change this over here in the script as well as what you want to call it. I believe it is, yep, it's right here. So right here, you can change what you want to call your file. This one is, I put the decrypted so I could tell you and show you, but this decrypted is the XOR, and this decrypted plain text is the base 64. 64. This encrypted bin text, like I said before, was encrypted with both base64 and XOR, and I wanted to be able to tell them apart from each other. So you can leave this if you want to, um, or you can change it however you want to do it, but I left it so that I could see what they were. And if you want to change them, you can just come in here and change them. Now, the script, I know I keep saying changing, and I know how like some people hate to change things and just want it to run, but I found, like I said, with research, I found it was almost impossible with the XR to change things. And then this way too, you know where your files are going and it's not going to just dump it in some place that you're not going to know. So this gives you a little bit of control of where that's at. Um, again, like the little dragon that popped up, it will tell you if it's running and it will tell you if it's failed. But here's the problem. If it failed, that means that there's an error somewhere within the script, or it failed completely. It didn't do anything. Nothing happened. It wasn't able to encrypt it. That's what the failed means. Um, I tried to get it to put it in here, but it was very hard. The messages that were coming through when I would get them decrypt, some characters would come through, some wouldn't. And so it was easier for me to do it in the file. And I'm going to show you what it says in the file. So this decrypted, like I said, was the XR. And I happen to like to go down rabbit holes and kind of have a Alice in Wonderland reference here. So that's what this means, or that's what this was for. I was just kind of being funny. And then here you have the decrypted plain text, which is the same thing. So my decrypted plain text is, again, the base64, and the decrypted text is the XR. And again, if you need to or you want to, you can always change that over here in the code. It's up to you. I did it for mine and to show you guys. I know it's very rudimentary and most people don't like to change, but I did this so that you guys have a little bit of more formality. And even going through here, I noticed that some of the scripts in here you had to go in and change for certain things anyway, for your own, or you wanted to change them to be your own. So that's kind of where this is at. This is going to be going on GitHub, so you guys can play with it. If you're not getting messages and it's not flashing or it's not doing what you're supposed to, if you want to fix it, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm very laid back. I'm going to be playing with it some more outside of final project as well, because there's a few more things that I'm interested in and I want to try to get it in, see what else I can do. But uh, you know, I'm not a Ghidra fan. I'm going to put that out there. So I kind of made it a little rudimentary for Ghidra, and anyway, this is my final, and this is what it does. And I know that how frustrating it can be when you go in and try to get to um, decrypt something even in Ghidra and you don't know if it's actually decrypted or if it's not. So this kind of gives you an idea of what it is when you're clicking around in here. If you notice, okay, it says that it's XOR, well then you know that, okay, I need to go in and change the password for that. Um, This will pick up if it's XOR or base64. It won't tell you. I don't know why. I haven't figured it out, and that's one of the things I want to figure out. I haven't figured out why it's not telling me that it was encrypted with base 64, but it was encrypted with both on this file. I noticed some lines say it and some lines don't. So I'm wondering if it like split it when I did it between the two. Like this one doesn't tell you that it's base, or it doesn't tell you that it's XOR, so this might be the base 64. And what's nice with the base 64, like I said, is that you don't need a passcode code. You don't need anything. It's supposed to just do it automatically, encrypt it or decrypt it for you. So that's a good thing. But with the XOR, you definitely had to have the passkey or password. And again, I know grumble grumble, but you got to change some things. But I've noticed some other scripts in here too that you had to go in and change some things, or if you wanted to change it for your liking or doing anything, you can do that. And that's why I left it this way to let you guys know. You can change your path, whatever your file name is. It reads the memory data length. This, how many bits it is. Um, you get all that. And then, of course, like I said, again, for your passkey, you want to define it explicitly. You put in your passkey in here for the XOR. You change your file names. You can do that down here. Encrypted, decrypted. Um, it'll give you if it's an error. It gives you just different. That's for the XOR, and then up here for the x86, you have where it says your encrypted data, your memory links. You can change your file name in here. And I did that just so that you guys can have some control over it. You can make it your own, however you want to. Um, but yeah, again, this is going to be on GitHub, so you know, guys, play with it, do what you want with it. Contact me however you want. Catch you guys on the flip side. See you later.